And we're live.
Hi, welcome to the StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as J Nitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 419, where we're going to talk about a lot of stuff because last week I got a shot on each arm and was feeling not so great the morning after. In fact,
Yeah,
I still have like a sore arm from the COVID one. So it's not a booster anymore. It's like a seasonal, right? Like that's just
okay.
the strain that's actually going around. And I don't know. In the past, I've heard that like like if it's like the second time your body has seen it, right? Like if you've been exposed to COVID or whatever, that then the shot can be kind of a tougher experience, and this one was like
Okay.
by far my roughest. So I don't know if I got to see this version prior or what was going on, but man, my arm still hurts a week later. Isn't that
Yeah, I was gonna
awful?
say my last booster, or if it was considered a booster, it must have been considered a booster. I got those lumps in my armpit. So it was like,
Mm. Yeah, but I had to get the immunizations in because I'm headed to New York to see 30,000
yeah.
people. So tried to time it well. I wasn't horrific for my trip for mountain biking last weekend. We stayed in Hastings because it was close to River Falls. And I stopped by Muse 2320 and they were closed. They normally are open. This is the second time that I've gone to, or I've been in a small town for like brewery and, German food and whatever. And then you go to the yarn shop and you're like, wah, wah. But it said they were closed because they were celebrating life. So I guess that was a good thing. I was celebrating life as well. So I waved at, at them. I had just seen them at Yarn Over, so
Yeah,
I probably should have done my shopping then.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess a few administrative things. I have sent out the first round of vendor invitations. So take a look, see if you applied, if you got that. It's just a small first round. So there will be more coming after Rhinebeck. Basically want to give people a chance to get through that frenzy. A lot of vendors are preparing for the event and whatnot, so it just makes sense to do the invitations in 2 rounds, and then we'll get it finalized hopefully in November, in time to announce it for the KLs. And yeah, so that's a little bit of my administrati. If
Ooh.
you are attending the event and you haven't filled out our attendee form, please reach out, whether it's on Discord or, to my email, Amy@StockkinetteZombies, and we can get you that new form. We're putting emergency contacts and some new stuff in there, and I don't want you to, I don't know, it's best if we have it. So I just want to make sure everybody gets a chance to fill that out.
Yes. And it's also got the I want to participate in the KAL. So
Yes, which is always fun. Again, a little reminder on that one is that we just, whatever you're knitting, it doesn't matter. There's not a category of fit all yards count, but
some have bonuses.
some have bonuses, right? So if, we'll have categories that your pattern can fit into, that give you bonuses, but then everybody who is a vendor, the yarn that you use from them gets bonuses. And we have designer showcase. If you're new to the retreat and you're a designer, and you haven't heard of this before, it's an opportunity for you to get in front of a bunch of wonderful yarny people and tell us about yourself, your designs, your process, and share and show off what you've created. And so I'll have the invitation for that coming out here shortly, usually early November, depending on the year. So there's a lot going on. I'm assuming I'm going to wait for November. And you might see it a little early on Discord if you're out there.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Yes. ZK starts picking up steam at the end of the year for the beginning of the year kickoff of the craft along. So yeah, definitely exciting.
Mhm.
Yes, yes. All right. And we have the ZK or the StockinetteZombies KALs ongoing right now. So the Craft Your Own book venture. Wanted to I think we announced after we recorded last time the fourth quarter challenges. I think you alluded to the fact that there was a few that you were super excited about. So the fourth quarter challenges are holiday romance. You can fill in your explanation there, Amy.
So knit anything to do with the holidays coming up, Halloween, Thanksgiving, New Year's, Hanukkah, whatever holiday you celebrate in this quarter, and have it be holiday inspired. So a holiday romance is a lot of fun. You know, we have all of those wonderful Hallmark movies this time of year. So
Yes.
go ahead and use that category, creatively.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I definitely got enabled yesterday by Stephanie Tellybean Knits' Boneyard
Yes,
Friends,
that yoke.
the
Yeah.
yoke. I was like, ooh, extremely discounted and super fun. So yeah, I've been kind of mentally tossing my stash on do I want an orange Halloween sweater, or do I want it to be more subtle, or do I want
Yeah.
So yes, I've got plans for that one that aren't necessarily the holiday romance of Christmas or that holiday, but of the end of the month one here. Next
Yep.
one we have was cited sources, which is craft a project from a chart. So that could be lace, that could be color work, that could be a heavily textured
Yep.
motif. Lots of charts in knitting and crafting. So yeah,
Yeah, my
cited sources.
watermark is a lot of crossovers, and there's definitely a chart.
Cabled,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Who done it? Mystery craft along, or MCAL craft along with one of those. I don't know. I could probably be persuaded if it had previously been an MCAL.
Yep.
And
We are
you're
of
not
the same
necessarily,
mind. Yeah, if
yeah.
you had been in a mystery knit along, or you know that like somebody like Rami Hill has that large collection of shawls that each one was an MCAL at one point. Those are all welcome in the whodunit. But if it gives you some inspiration to join some mystery knit alongs that are going on right now, then great.
Yes, yes. Page turner is craft a project for your hands.
Yes.
And last, yes. Highly recommend Tin Can Knits is very simple mittens and holding any sort of yarn, right? Like the self-striping held double was super fun and super fast, and some of my favorite mittens that I still get comments on. I'm like, these are the easiest mittens I've ever made. Like I've made like very intricate color work mittens, whatever. People, it's very striking. That self-striping held double. Plot lines is the last one. So craft a project with distinct lines. So that could be stripes, like I was just mentioning. That could be ribbing. That could be brioche. This sweater has a distinct line down the center, right? So anything with
and these too are very
yes, yep,
distinct.
yep. So yeah, again, the purpose is that we want as many people to participate as we possibly can get. So we're not making them, we're trying to be inclusive rather than very exclusive with those categories, and have a little fun with our crafting. So
Absolutely.
yes, special thank you to Amy on many of those. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Our dashboard is looking really great for that as well. We've got 105 total projects and 14 crafters participating. I believe Memphis Holly is the one that's got like every single box checked across every single challenge, every single quarter.
Yeah,
thus
and look
far.
at those odds. I mean, if there's only 14 crafters and 2 of them might be us, so
Yeah, they are indeed. So only 12. But yeah, you only to be eligible for the drawing, you only have to do 3 in the quarter. So that's and you're allowed whip a quarter. So again, something that you started before this year, all things that you've crafted this year count. So really, it's just kind of a figuring out which category this fits for and carrying it forward conversation. So, or submitting it, I guess, carrying it forward.
yeah, I need to submit my stripes. So
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. All right. So we did draw for winners. I did not coordinate well with this. So Amy does have some beautiful magpie yarns that either you can have a combo or you can choose 2 of. And she'll be reaching out. But our winners, our Q3 winners were Looney Hiker Pat and Julia Weesheep. So congratulations to those
awesome.
2.
Yeah,
Yeah, very
so
excited.
easy enough. I know you gals are out on Discord, so I will reach out via Discord with some pictures of the prizes that are available. And they are available kind of in a mix and match sort of fashion. We have a lot of beautiful pinks in a variety of shades. And so you could go with contrasting, or you could go with kind of close together gradient, or you can get 2 of the same color for a larger project. And those are Swanky DK. And then I have one other duo that's a Le Ben Ami. I believe it's Fingering Weight or it's Helix. I gotta go look. But information will be available.
Excellent, excellent. And then our I believe we had already, did we already draw for our September winner? No. We drew that in September. Aha, that is why. I'm like, the October winner, we haven't finished October, but my own note taking here is confusing me. So for our self-striping, which again, great job. The dashboard is, we've got lots of people creeping into those September and whatever later months. It's just a cumulative. So basically, if you've only knit 2, you only have January and February checked, even if you may have submitted it in August. But yeah, seeing a ton of checks out there. We've got 125 total projects and 36 crafters participating. So woot there. And our winner there, we have a fun little Pat Pam combo. Pam was PK Pretty Jewelry is yeah, Pretty Nitty Jewelry is our self-striping winner for last month. So I'm going to do some stash diving to find a really pretty colorway, but also wanted to give Pam a shout out. She put out some Taylor Swift inspired Eras socks for free on Ravelry. So I saw her in the hot right now, and I'd seen her knitting the socks because she made them and showed them off on ZKN. And then I do like the opposite of doom scrolling. I do some joy scrolling at night and look at the Ravelry hot right now. And lo and behold, I was like, did she coordinate with somebody, or was she like testing it? I swear she designed those, and lo and behold, she had published the design. So yeah, round of applause for her. And they're very, go give it a heart, because I want to see it in the hot, continue to be in the hot right now.
Awesome.
So yeah, congratulations to her on the self-striping. We'll coordinate and get you a great skein, and to our Craft Your Own Adventure crafters as well.
Yep, I will be reaching out. Yep, awesome. So FOs? Ready?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll try to go quickly. I had this lovely project.
Those are some lines.
Yeah, in a bag. And this is just something I had made up. and it'd been in the bag for so long because I wasn't sure how I wanted to continue. So I just decided to kind of make it only these 2 flames here and then regular hat the rest of the way up. But it's, I don't know, it's thought to be a little bit oversized and slouchy, and I really like it. It's like a super cashmere yarn, so it's lovely, lovely, lovely.
Beautiful.
But you can see all of those lines in there.
Very
So,
autumn, very autumn.
yep. So I don't
What
know
is
when
the
I
yarn?
started this, but I found it and finished it.
Yeah. What is the yarn? Do you know?
I think it is Sanguine Griffin, or you know, something really vintage.
Very pretty. I love that.
So basically not somebody you can buy from anymore. I have these.
Go ahead.
So these mitts are color block mitts. I actually started trying to do the university mitts, which is a color work that Tin Can Knits has. And so I started them and I didn't like that and went back to doing a color block. So it's their basic numbers for these mitts. So this is the university mitt in size and all of that. But I didn't do any of the color work. Again, I had made almost an entire mitt with the color work and went, I don't like this. And I still wanted these bright, happy colors with white. So I was just kind of like, oh, I think I'm just going to go back and color block instead of trying to find a new combo.
Pivot.
Yeah. So love those. Very cute.
Ah.
I have a self-striping sock. These are those perfect pair ones from Regia, if that's how you say that. And then
I've just said because yeah, I know what you're talking about.
right.
Pronunciation isn't my strong suit until I hear somebody else say it.
They're not merino, right? They're just a more hardy sock. I have several of these that I knit like 15 years ago, and they still, you know, are holding strong, right? So if you are frustrated with socks wearing through, I do suggest going with one of these types of bases that's just, you know, tried and true. It's not going to be, it's not bad on the hand, obviously. I don't think it is anyway, but it's not merino. So yeah, there is a difference there. And then I am wearing a boxy that I finished. So this was for the Batwing KL for Eat Sleep Knit. I need to get a photo up so that I can register it. But then I also knit the Winter's Beach cardigan. Out of the Hedgehog Fibers tweed. So it's got those super bright colors in there.
Tweed, yeah.
So
so beautiful.
Yeah, very happy with this sweater. Super oversized and cozy the way I knit it. So highly recommend. It sits on my shoulders well. Yeah, I really do like this.
So pretty. So pretty.
Yeah, I would say if I were going to knit it again, I would want to, you know, and again, I don't know that I plan to knit again. I love this one. If I made another one, I would make it smaller, just to be more of a fitted version of the same thing, with less ease. Still ease, though. I wouldn't make it tight, but not as much ease as I gave this. This I gave like at least a foot. So super cozy.
Yeah, it looks super cozy. I'm definitely getting Huga vibes there.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it was a dream to knit the pattern in what they called for, you know. So I think, you know, Boxy was also a Rios and this is Rios. So it is kind of the direction I'm leaning, like, oh, is that the recommended yarn for that sweater? Done.
And you decided to make the Boxy short sleeve, which is fun.
Huh?
You made it shorter sleeve, right?
No, it only comes with 6 inches in the pattern.
Oh, okay. maybe
So,
maybe I made the like fingering weight one.
oh, could be, could be.
Yeah.
But I followed the directions for the worsted boxy. So,
Cool.
and
I
it
like that.
turns out
I
it
was
has,
commenting that I like it, not that I disliked it. It's a better look than I think my boxy looks with the
okay.
longer sleeves. So
Okay. Yeah, no, I knit to pattern
as
on
you
this one.
do. Um, all right. Well, on
But
that
yep,
note,
that's all of mine.
we're going to be yeah, interesting juxtapositions here. I made the Instant Crush by Joji Locatelli.
Oh
It
my
is
goodness.
a mohair held double throughout. It is like those, if you've seen like those panes of glass that have like air trapped in between them that are supposed to be like, it makes them super warm and efficient. This, like I washed it, it took like several days. Like most of the time, by the time my washer like spins out all the water, because again, knock on wood, I have like a magical washing machine that is still with me that like will spin up, get some water, spin down, spin the water out and doesn't felt things. I did that with this, and yeah, it's still just a ton of water trapped in there, right? Like it took several days of blocking and having the overhead fan on high to get it dry. Like I would pick it up and it would still just be really, really wet. So yeah, it's a very dense fabric, which I was not expecting. I mean, I don't know, like two lace weights held together in my mind is like a fingering, right? But then, reading the pattern, it's you can also knit it up and DK. So
Oh, okay.
like I should have made that connection, but yeah, these were all just random skeins of really fuzzy yarn that were in my stash. If you look real closely, and I'm going to point it out, but I don't think it's super noticeable, I did run out of the pink. So I think
Oh,
I only had the 50 grams of the pink versus the
mhm,
100 grams. Because it was part of a shawl kit. Like I think it was a
mhm.
lemonade stand shawl kit with this very bright pink and something else to make like an Andrea Mowry pattern. I don't know. But I was like, well, I don't want short sleeves on this super fuzzy, super warm sweater. I want long sleeves, and I had to go a little bit off book. The opposite of what you did, which is exactly what was written, because I had run out of that third color. I mean, this motif is in line with the rest of the motifs, but like with the colors and the placement and like you couldn't do some of the transitions that you could do with the other colors. So yeah, I feel like the sleeves went pretty quickly for me because I was very like about like making sure that I could make them the same.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's a super fun sweater. Like I could totally see doing it again. We'll see whether or not time tells whether it ever gets cold enough in my home that I need to wear this during the day. That might be the like, oh yeah, maybe I don't need something that warm. But
Maybe
it
it's your
was
going on a walk outside sweater.
exactly mountain biking race,
Yeah.
skiing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, almost like a coat. I could almost wear it like a
Mm.
coat. It's very, very dense and very, very warm. But again, a lot of fun. So yeah, highly recommend. This was some of my leftover cashmere from my EXP sweater. This was some mohair silk that I got at Rhinebeck, I think not last year, but the year before. This was like part of a shawl kit. And this was when I got all of that yarn from the UK in all of the different bases. I think it's like a mohair silk, the blue is. So yeah, a lot of fun on that sweater. And then I fell in love with the half fisherman's rib as part of my EXP sweater and kind of knitting that at a looser gauge. So I knit the birch with two colors. Amy, you said you had plans to knit it in one color.
I do.
I like the two color option because it calls for so many skeins of fingering weight. Like it had I think for my size, it wanted me to have 4 skeins of fingering weight, and that's not necessarily a quantity that I normally buy. So I couldn't like stash dive and find 4 fingering weight skeins of to make it. So with this, I could combine 2 of my 2 or 3, and it's written to be knit up on 2s, and I knit up the whole thing on 2s or 2.5s, and I knit it on 4s and barely dipped into the second skein of this contrast color. So definitely decreased the yardage necessary by knitting it up at a looser gauge. I'm really happy with the fabric that it created. But yeah, I mean, basically I didn't even do the cast on. So she normally does a tubular cast on all of her things. Like I didn't even do the cast on that she asked for. I just used the stitch count, and then where, you know, the placement of those fun lines in the raglan, and then the rest of it was just me going like half fisherman's rib with 2 colors, and skipped like the short rows because I couldn't figure. I thought I could do it. I was like, oh, I'll just grab another whatever, and then I would end up with 2 colors on one side, or the same color on one side and the same color on the other, and I'm like, it's just gonna not have any short rows.
Right.
The neck.
Another reason why it's in one color.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would have been I could have done it in one color, right? But then you would just kind of have this like dipped line in the back. I don't know.
No,
I didn't think that I
pattern itself.
Yes, yes, that's why. Yep. But yeah, super loving. These are both Kato yarns. So the background color here is yak, which is very soft and fabulous. And the autumn, what is it? Autumn something. Autumn amber? No, August amber is the main color. And just love what this broken, or this half fisherman's rib, sorry, does with super crazy colors. And yeah, I know that we're running out of time here, but I did make 2 muscle burrows. So a fun, this was the 716 self-striping that I got at ZK, held with a nice warm gray. And then this was a back in the day Blue Moon Fiber Arts Socks That Rock.
Oh, wow.
Colorway, yeah, that I decided it did some fun pooling and flashing there.
You gotta love those deep dive or deep stash dives.
I agree. It's a real like ding ding. Like I knew when I signed up for that 10 years ago that I was going to use it eventually.
Right.
That investment paid off.
Yeah, imagine trying to buy that now. You saved yourself $8.
No, I know, right?
Girl math.
All right. On that note, thanks for joining us, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Ufta. All righty, we're off.
Okay.